Hiya Gemini, and welcome to my channel Intuitive Guidance. Hope you're all doing really well. If you'd like a private or personal reading with me, then my website link is in the description box. If you click on it, it will take you straight there. And other than that, thanks so much for you guys' support. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to go into your reading. So you got the Fool and Free Yourself. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you have just come out of, I'm not even going to say a relationship because I don't see any tower cards, I don't see any, major heartbreaks or anything like that. But I feel you guys were in some kind of situationship, or someone you were seeing, or someone you had invested some kind of time into, that kind of thing. So you've literally, with the Fool and Free Yourself, you have freed yourself from this situation, but I feel like you have turned your back on this situation in order to find something new, despite not knowing what kind of lies in front of you, or you're just kind of going to have to take that leap of faith in this situation. I feel like it's come to a point where, with the unrequited love and strength and Two of Pentacles, it's come to a point where you are having to turn your back on this situation, that way should I say, because you are aware that although this situation has some good things about it, which is why there's one Pentacles up, like the bad seems to be now outweighing the good. It's a lot more pressure or hassle, and you've decided that if you were to turn your back on this situation, there's a possibility of gaining something that really is better for you, is more fitting for you. So you had to be strong, and I think it took a lot, but I think you knew you have to turn your back on this situation. Something's giving you that much more of a push. Like, I feel a bit of pressure. Yeah, there's a bit of pressure there which is making you want to turn your back on this thing. And with unrequited love, I feel like you just had to kind of switch your emotions off. And I know Geminis are quite good at turning the love tap off when they feel they have to, and they kind of have to be strong. It doesn't mean that the love was never there. It just means that I'm gonna have to cut you out because right now is better for me. Like, I can't deal with this situation, so I'd rather turn my back on it and allow it to kind of fizzle out and drop it and look the other way. And it's taken you a lot to do that, I feel, because with the Strength card here, I don't feel it was an easy decision. You might have even been thinking about it for a while with the Two of Pentacles, and now it's just like, I've got to do this for whatever reason. But I feel like something's pushed you even more at this point, or the point in October. So with the New Love and the Eight of Cups and the Star, I feel like that's your kind of journey. You're journeying off to find something new, something, like I said, more suited to you. You're hoping that it is something that is deeper and more meaningful, and this could be someone already in your life that you've had your eye on, or it could be no one that's even there yet. You just know that you want something more meaningful, and that's what you're in search of. We'll stay optimistic, and the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. I feel like the trouble for you, or the challenge for you, is keeping that. I feel like you are trying to stay optimistic. In some ways, you're like, if they come along, they come along. I can't, it's nice to meet new people. I'm optimistic about it. It could lead anywhere. Cool. You're open, but I feel like when this person comes around, any person, your guard, because of like the past disappointments and stuff, and the past situations where it just ended up being a waste of time, I feel like your guard's gone higher and higher. So now you're like, when someone comes in, it's like, what do you want? What can you bring to the table? Please don't mess me about. Your attitude is just probably a bit more just kind of like, I'm not in the mood for your games. Like, if you've got games, but it's kind of repelling people at the same time, because it's not appealing. Someone that's like, they're closed off, but they're like, yeah, like, it's just you can maybe tend to come across unapproachable or something, just because of all the past shit you're kind of like carrying. And it's like, I'm not gonna like be easy with these people anymore. I'm just gonna let them know that, you know, you can't play games with me. That kind of, it's just whatever it is, whatever your approach is, it's kind of making you standoffish. So be careful about, you know, coming across that way. If you, in one hand, you're staying optimistic, on the other hand, you're kind of repelling people with the standoffish energy, like, what do you want? No, I'm not playing this time. And for some of you, just extremely guarded because of past hurts. Even if you're not standoffish, you're just extremely guarded. And so on one hand you're optimistic, and on the other you are kind of like, no, I'm not sure I want to, you know, have anything where I can get hurt again. So soulmate, Queen of Wands and the Hierophant. So with the soulmate, I feel like this is the person you've turned your back on. It's someone that you might have had, you know, some kind of cycle with. You might have learned some kind of lessons there. This is the person that it was difficult to walk away from, but you did. They could be a Taurus. It could also be an Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. But the main point I want to make, they could be a fixed sign, because I'm just getting that, you know, as attracted to this person as you were, as much, you know, chemistry as there was, I feel like you started to realize this person isn't going to change. And, you know, whatever that means to you. But they're just quite stuck in their ways, and you know, you started to realize, you know, this person isn't going to change, so I need to either make the decision to move forward or accept it, and you made the decision to move forward. But that's the main point for me. I feel like this soulmate, they're quite inflexible in some kind of way, and they just could be a fixed sign. So with deception, we have the Four of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. And I feel like this is definitely a situation where it's to do with commitment, but I feel like someone wasn't honest in terms of, you know, their end goal and what they wanted. I don't feel like it was a outright lie, like, so do you see yourself, you know, wanting to settle down with me? And then they said yeah, but then, you know, deep down they just wanted sex, so it was all a lie. I feel like it wasn't properly spoken about, and there might have been deception in terms of this person just not being forthcoming with the truth. So they didn't actually say, you know, I don't want a commitment, I don't want anything like that, and for that reason they could have strung you along, or vice versa, you could have strung them along. And the reason why it's, you know, stringing along is because there was no communication about somebody not wanting commitment, and they fully well knew they didn't want a commitment with this person. With the Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, could be an earth sign, or fire again. But the deception was they weren't forthcoming with the information. Like I said, I don't feel it was an outright lie, like, you know, I want to commit. Maybe they even said something like, yeah, I want to settle down, like, at some point, but they deep down knew that it wasn't necessarily going to be now, or it wasn't necessarily going to be with you. There was some kind of, you know, deception there in terms of that. Attraction. So you could have had, so this is definitely soulmate, or like some kind of, you know, past life relationship with whoever this is. It could be someone you've known a while as well, but I just feel like there's a kind of a deeper connection with this person. There's a lot of passion, a lot of attraction, like, that's undeniable. The chemistry is there, but the stress of this situation, so this situation kind of had you in your head a lot, and you know, you already overanalyze things at times, but I feel like it's just like you thought about all avenues of how, you know, before you walked away, you thought about this a lot, and then it probably came to a Ten of Swords, even though we don't have that here, but it feels like you've thought about this situation a lot. You probably didn't really want to lose this person, but at the same time, you know, it was kind of holding you back, or it was holding you back, and yeah, you just, you know, you had to be strong and make that decision, but I feel like it wasn't one that was made, you know, easily. It was with a heavy heart. With honeymoon, I feel like you want to, like, move forward, of course, like I said before, into a new love, whether it's someone you really do actually, you know, is physically there and you want to give it a try with them, or someone that's not there but you just want to move forward. if you want something you want to kind of build with someone, I feel like the important thing here is to, but if like with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like sometimes you tend to maybe get into a situation and you feel like it's going somewhere, it's building, and it kind of ends as quickly as it starts. There needs to be like open communication, and I feel like for you guys, you need to kind of make sure there is a mental stimulation there, like you're mentally stimulated and you both are on the same page of the way you think and stuff, and you know, someone that kind of challenges you a bit in a mental sense, and you're able to kind of like pick each other's brains apart, that kind of thing. Like I feel like that's going to be important. Someone that you can, you know, that it's not just a deep attraction or a sexual chemistry. And then in hindsight, you look at it and you're like, why did I get involved in that situation? They were so clearly a player, or they were so clearly, you know, someone that I was very attracted to sexually, but nothing more. So you just kind of need to, if you want to build with someone, there needs to be a lot more communication and something, you know, communication seems key in this situation. And I just feel the mental connection as well is important, like mentally simulating each other, rather than it just being an attraction thing. And be careful not to use, be strategic due to the past. Don't be too controlling with this situation. You know, even small things like, oh, they text me 10 minutes later after I text them, so I'm going to make sure it's 20 minutes before, you know, they receive them. Like silly things like that, like be very careful of that. But it looks to me like you guys are like moving forward after a kind of a battle or a struggle in a cycle, and there were good parts and good things about this person that you would like to kind of like, you know, take with you, but you can't. You have to kind of walk away from this situation and kind of go cold turkey from it and just say, you know what, it's not fulfilling me. Look, the 10 of Cups, it's not giving me that 10 of Cups, it's not fulfilling me anymore. For some of you it's like, oh well, I'm not going to get a commitment from this situation. I can see they're not ready, they're still playing about, or they're still immature or whatever, and for that reason, you know, I've got to do, we're not on the same page, I've got to do what I need to do for me. So as much as I like them, as much as I enjoy their time, I can't keep holding myself back. So let's look Gemini, and then we'll do your outcome and advice. So Gemini for the month of October. Yeah. This situation that you, yeah, there's the 10 of Swords. This situation that you walked away from, you've got the 5 of Pentacles first and then the 10 of Swords. So it's like you walking away, just because you walked away from it and you left it, the situation, doesn't mean it's not painful for you in terms of rejection. Because I feel like even though you've walked away and you've done what's best for you, it's like, why didn't this person want to commit though, and why wasn't I enough, and why I feel like there's still questions kind of going on in your head that are, you know, more related to you than the situation. You just want to kind of, you know, understand. You want to understand. I feel like you want to understand. You're kind of like picking the situation apart and just thinking, I wonder why, like I wasn't, yeah, like even with the Ace of Swords here, so I wonder why I wasn't enough, and you know, was it this and was it that, and was it just the person? But it's more like you just want to kind of like learn your lesson from this situation. You want to understand. That's what I just kind of feel. You want to understand so you can go into the next situation like prepared. Sometimes you never know the answer to things. In this situation, it just seems like somebody's, you know, you're on different pages and you learned your lessons from this person and that was it. If anything, it got dragged out for too long. Yeah, so the Lovers. So you made a decision to go with your head and not your heart this time. And it's also Gemini's card. So this is someone I just do feel you're very sexually attracted to. There was a soulmate connection. There was some kind of connection, and that's what made it quite difficult to, you know, move forward. And for a lot of you, in terms of moving forward, there isn't someone yet. Even though, you know, as I said, for some of you there will be someone physically there. With the Two of Wands, it makes me think that you're prepared to move forward, prepared to venture into something new without, you know, knowing what the outcome is going to be, because no one's there yet, but you're just, you know, open to the possibilities of whatever's to come your way. With the Tower card, there was that epiphany moment where you just thought, fuck this, I'm not getting what I want here, I've got to move forward. For some of you, it might have even been an argument, and, you know, this person said something that was just like, what the hell, you know what, I can't do this anymore, it's stupid. And you realised how discontent you were in the situation, or you just weren't getting what you deserved. So you decided to, you know, move forward here. So with the Five of Pentacles, like I said, you're still feeling a loss. You're feeling a loss because I feel like you enjoyed this person's company, or you cared about this person, or, you know, you felt that there was, you know, something good here, and at one stage you might have even saw potential in this. So you are feeling the loss, even though it's you walking away. I do get that you know, this person might even still be available to you if you wanted to, you know, go back and patch things up, but it would be the same crap. And you're not willing to do that. So I don't feel like you're happy to be walking away, but you're definitely feeling like you can gain some balance from this, and some, you know, you can just get back to feeling yourself again. And, you know, and with the Ten of Swords, like I said, I feel like it does still almost feel like a betrayal. The Ten of Swords is showing that there's an ending. You want to cut this off, you want to dead it, like it's done. But also I just feel like there is a sense of betrayal as well. Like, why did this person let me down? And why didn't, you know, why wasn't I good enough? Or, you know, why? I feel like there's questions. These are just like questions to me, like why? And just trying to like figure out, you know, how you can do better next time, or what lessons you can learn from this. I don't feel like you're just leaving the situation, you know, blind and just like, you know, oh, I guess I'll, you know, find someone else if you don't want me. I think you are, you know, trying to delve a bit deeper into this for yourself. And with Temperance, I just feel like you're doing like healing and you know, work with yourself, and kind of like I said, trying to understand yourself more, trying to understand the lesson and whatever. I feel like there's a lot of, you know, growth going on here as well. With the Ace of Swords, I feel like there's some kind of victory in this situation, or some kind of thought that kind of gets you. It's like something that, it's like some kind of thought or communication, or something that puts you in on kind of like on a just kind of like feeling more optimistic, whatever this is that comes in. Let's have a quick look at what it is. The Ace of Swords. I feel like for a lot of you, you were sick of bickering with this person about, you know, commitment and stability, and, you know, having. It's like you were kind of like, yeah. There's no forward movement with the Chariot in reverse. Let me look at the Ace of Swords. Temperance. So it's coupled with temperance, the Ace of Swords, because the Temperance came out again. I feel like you're just working on yourself, working on your fears. I don't know what this Ace of Swords is. It's like some kind of like aha, like, or finally understanding, or like there's this new way of thinking, like you've understood something. It's like almost like lesson learned. Like you've understood it. You've come out the other end and you're like, I've got it. Like I understand and I'm ready to move forward. And it might be something to do with your own fears or something as well. But whatever it is, it's like the cycle's complete. Like you've passed. Like you've gone through this. You've understood it. You've taken it in. You've looked at it from different angles. You've questioned yourself, and it's like you understand now. You got it. Whatever this is, it's like a new way of thinking. So I just feel like you were just probably back and forth with this person about commitment before it ended. And the Chariot in reverse is like there's no forward movement. It was like it was at a halt. It was stuck, and you're desperate for this like stability and this, you know, someone to be on the same page as you. And not desperate in the sense of, you know, you don't want to be on your own because that's unhealthy, but you're just kind of like, when am I going to find that companion that, you know, we can really build together and be on the same page? If anything, you're feeling like, you know, I'm quite a catch. Like, what's going on here? Am I just, you know, so solid that no one can kind of handle me? But, you know, for a lot of you, I feel like you feel like you're the Ten of Pentacles on your own, but it's like you just need that someone to cut. You want to be like, it's almost like I feel like a power couple kind of thing. Like you want to someone that's as strong as you and that's as capable as you, and you know, it's like you find these people and you're like, you know, why is everyone so immature? Why can't someone just be on the same page as me? Like, you know, ready to build and ready to. And again, I feel like this person is is stuck in their ways. They're holding on, probably holding on to their freedom and their singlehood, and they're just not ready. They're not ready for you. You're just too much for them. You know, you've got your shit together and they don't. Yeah, I just feel like it's just a situation where this person they can't change who they are, so, and that's why you've walked away. Temperance again. Temperance keeps coming out. I feel like this situation is a good one for you to heal though. You're going to be kind of focusing on yourself and healing after being conflicted again. So kind of the same messages, but it's good that you will spend the month of October kind of healing yourself and getting yourself back into alignment. And then that will kind of move you forward anyway. And when it is time to, you know, get into a new love situation, I feel you'll be a bit more open and receptive. Whereas at the moment you're quite closed off and you're like, no, like, not again. No one's going to be wasting my time again. So let's look at the outcome and the advice for Gemini for October. For some of you, I feel like this person kind of got you out of character sometimes. For some, you know, they were like, for some reason, they were like that person that could just get you out of character, where you're like, what the hell? Like, if you end up screaming at them or something, or just getting really angry and it's not you. I feel like this person could get you like that. Yep, there's a lot of growth. So from whatever this situation this is, I see a lot of growth coming from this within you. It's like it's going to be a month more about you. It's going to be a month more about you. Outcome for Gemini. Give me an outcome and advice for Gemini for the month of October. Sorry, let's just do 2 more for this. Outcome and advice for October. There we go. Okay, yeah, starting afresh, starting anew, new cycles, ending of the old cycle. That cycle's closed and you're ready to kind of explore. So, and we have the Fool again. So this is all going to be about healing this month for you and getting over this situation, and like I said, taking the lessons from it. You're the Queen of Cups, so you might be feeling highly intuitive or highly emotional or just quite sensitive about the situation. But I feel like for a lot of you, like I said, it's like you're kind of like, I'm kind of hearing like developing emotionally, like you're becoming like more mature in terms of your emotions and recognizing your feelings and kind of dealing with them. Especially with Gemini, because I feel like you guys deal with, it's like air signs that you deal with your emotions differently. You kind of try and like block them out sometimes so you don't have to deal with them, and I feel like this month you're going to be actually dealing with your emotions and getting through it. And you know, there's gonna, it's like a tough time, but even with that Ace of Swords that was just there, it was like a tough time, but you came out of it with a victory, like you with a new understanding about yourself. And with the Empress, there's a lot of growth here. You're going to be like sitting pretty as the Empress. So this situation didn't break you, it made you so much stronger. And it might be something small, or it might be a cycle that you've been in for a while, but whatever it is, it was like a big like kind of wake up call for you. With the Seven of Swords and the King of Wands staring at the Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups, sorry. It's like they're still going to be keeping their options open. Nothing's going to change anyway. So with the Three of Swords, I just feel like that's healing your heart. I don't feel like there's heartbreak. I don't feel like you're, you know, there's disappointment there for you, but I feel like you are healing, you know, not just this disappointment, but I feel like past disappointments as well. There's, yeah, I just see a lot of healing, a lot of working on yourself, to be honest. Then you have the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Swords next to it, and then you have the Knight of Wands as well. So the Page of Pentacles and the Fool. Don't be tempted to go back into this situation for sex. I feel like you have closed the cycle and stuff, but be careful, because I see it as a temptation. Maybe there was just good sex, or, and it's like, well, if I was to go back, it doesn't mean that, you know, we have to open any doors or anything like that, or I'm still going to be, you know, the Fool starting fresh, but I just want, you know, a good time tonight or something like that. Let's see, Queen of Wands. Be careful, because that, I don't think that would be a good idea. Queen of Wands. It's like you're not quite ready. Seven of Swords for the Seven of Swords. It's like you're not quite ready to give some kind of passion up. What's the Seven of Swords there for? Yeah, the Ten of Cups and the Moon. So there was good times with this person. This person did make you feel good sometimes, but the feeling of, you know, not knowing where you stand and being confused wasn't worth it. and it just leads to sadness because you remember that good connection that you had, or you know that connection is still something, but you remember that they're not willing to give up these, you know, Three of Cups, the ones that spilt. They're not willing to give up that, so what's the point in focusing on that? That's how, you know, it will end up. What's the point in focusing on the Two of Cups connection if you know, they're not willing to work on it, or you know, it doesn't mean that much to them. Obviously they're getting all their needs met, but they might come in. But remember what your focus and your goal is. You want this, you want the stability, you want more than what they're offering you. So the passion really isn't enough, and they're still not going to kind of express how they feel, and you know, it's going to be about passion, and that's it. They have feelings for you. They're sitting on those emotions and feelings because they're coming up as the King of Cups, but if they're not ready to commit, then there's only so far that those feelings can go. Do you know what I mean? Page of Pentacles. You don't want to be an option. You don't want to share someone. So, you know, why should you? Yeah, it's just going to make you, with the Knight of Wands, this person comes in with that passionate, you know, oh, we should, you know, meet up, and we should, and you're like, well, I don't have anything better to do tonight, and you know, I've been feeling a bit frisky, so, but you know, in the end it just leaves you back here, so what's the point? What's the point? If they're a Taurus, there's been no growth, there's been no change, you know, there's nothing going to progress from this, so you know, the advice is to keep moving forward, and to have faith even though you can't see what's on the other side. But I wouldn't kind of go back just for, you know, the sexual aspect of it, because you'll probably end up feeling worse than you do now. Okay, Geminis. So I hope that your reading resonated, and I hope that you were able to take something from this. If you would like to book a private or personal reading with me, something that's more fitting to you and your situation, then just look in the description box, as I said in the beginning, and you'll find a link to my website. If you click on that, it will take you straight there. Also, thank you guys so much for your likes, your shares, your comments and your subscriptions. It really means a lot. So if you guys could comment if the video resonated with you, I'd love that. And if you could like the video also, if it resonated with you, I'd love that too. So I hope to speak to you guys soon, and take care, and have a wonderful month of October.